You're listening to the Telltale channel. If you like what I do and you want to see me continue to do it, don't forget to check out my Patreon. You can find some ad-free, uncensored, complete versions of my videos on my website, owenmorgan.com. All links are in the description. Welcome everybody. Got an interesting show. Let me just tell you what we're going to be talking about. I got a personalized video message from Kevin Sorbo himself. Yes, I mean Hercules from the old 1990s TV show. I'm talking what was he, a commander in the TV show Andromeda? I'm talking the professor in God's Not Dead. You remember the atheist professor who hated Christians? That guy sent me a video message, and it's right here, and I want to watch it, but before I do, if you guys don't know who this guy is, let me just show you. I'll make this quick so we can jump straight to the video message. I also have not listened to this message. I only listened to 30 seconds of it or so because I wanted to watch it live. So let me introduce you to this guy, Kevin Sorbo. Famously absolutely hates atheists himself. So give this a listen, see what he has to say here. This one is from late December 2022.
This war on Christmas, it's nothing new. We've been seeing this gradual decline in actual religion and this push for political correctness. And I feel like they're trying to make the environment like the new woke religions.
Okay, there is no war on Christmas. Never was. No one has ever had a problem with others saying Merry Christmas to anybody else. But okay, go on.
Where does it end at this point?
The national Christmas tree lighting seemed to be empty, if you want, of any references to the actual meaning of Christmas. What was your initial reaction to this?
Well, you know, President Trump never left it out, did he? But along comes Uncle Joe, and it's amazing to me because...
Wow, they are complaining that Joe Biden didn't mention something very specific or appeal to Christians in his Christmas speech. Give me a break. Really? He gave a Christmas speech. And is this even true? These people lie about stuff constantly. I'm not going to look the old speech up to see if this is true or not. Like, they very obviously blatantly lied about the idea that there's a war on Christmas. I wouldn't put it past them to lie about this, too.
You look at him, you look at Nancy Pelosi, these are the same people that will claim they're devout Catholics, you know, that they're Catholics and all that, and they want to make sure they can get their... you know, 2 bits in there to just sort of pretend that they care about the Christian crowds out there. But at the same time, these are the same people that believe abortion, believe in the murder of babies, no matter what stage of the pregnancy. So,
okay, well, in their defense, first of all, Joe Biden and Nancy Pelosi do not believe in getting abortions. They are actually both pro-life, but they understand that they cannot force their beliefs down other people's throats. Something that this guy doesn't seem to get a grip on, first of all. And second, the Bible is pro-abortion, okay? Check Numbers 5, verses 1 to 11, I think. Talks about bitter water. If a woman cheats on her husband, the priest is to give her this concoction called bitter water that will cause an abortion if she actually did cheat on her husband. So, yeah, I don't even know what he's talking about there.
Murder of babies, no matter what stage of the pregnancy. So they don't.
No matter what stage of the pregnancy, literally nobody wants to have an abortion at 39 weeks. That is absolutely ridiculous. In some circumstances, it's medically necessary because the mom and the baby are both going to die if you don't. But how many of those cases happen per year? Does that ever happen? Like, I've never heard of one of those cases taking place.
Believe in the murder of babies, no matter what stage of the pregnancy. So they don't follow the Catholic rules very well. So I'm not surprised that he does this. And it blows.
They follow the Catholic rules perfectly well, Pelosi and Biden. They don't have abortions.
It blows my mind that people just constantly give them the pass on that as well. But they don't care. They don't care what they put out there. They don't care if they say. They don't care if they lie. They don't care anything about that. I mean, we're past hiding any of the hypocrisy that this president and his staff have to say. And his cabinet just goes right along with it, and they're behind him 100% all the time.
So that's Kevin Sorbo, if you didn't know who it is. Let's just listen to this video that he sent me, shall we? He sent me this today, actually. Yeah, let's just jump into it.
Owen, buddy, how you doing? It's Kevin Sorbo, fresh off the golf course.
Alexa, stop.
Buddy.
Sorry, hang on. Let me start it over.
It's Kevin. Buddy, how you doing? Owen, buddy, how you doing? It's Kevin Sorbo, fresh off the golf course. I just got back home and got this cameo. And
if you guys don't know what Cameo is, it's this video website. You go to it, you can request your favorite star send you a personalized message for a fee. This cost me like $100.
It says it's from Anonymous. Anyway, I'm here to chat.
I put it's from everybody is what I put. You could have said this is from everybody. This is from the boys or something, but okay, Anonymous works, I suppose.
Anyway, I'm here to chat to you, Owen. I understand you're dealing with the radical left on the Twitter. You know what?
Oh, I love it, man. This is funny. I'm dealing with the radical left on Twitter.
You know what? I post stuff. I mean, you see my stuff. You go to K-Sorbs, they just go after me. These guys.
Oh, shout out your stuff. Okay, you go to K-Sorbs. I think that's his website or something.
Guys, you got to know, these guys are very unhappy people. Seriously.
That's Atheists on Twitter, of course. This is hilarious. I love it.
Seriously, I'm not just saying. These people do not like who they are. They don't. I imagine most of them do not have a job.
This is so funny, dude. Oh, my God. This is hilarious. I imagine most of them don't have a job, he says. What's his basis for thinking that? They're not even atheists that are bothering this guy on Twitter anyways. They're just normal, like, non-extremist Christians. This is crazy.
Have a job. I imagine most of them probably still live at home with their mom in the basement. I imagine most of them probably grew up in a broken family.
They grew up in a broken family, okay.
And maybe they're working for, George Soros and collecting unemployment from your tax dollars and mine. And it's
George Soros, what?
Sad. It really is sad. Their anger towards me does nothing. I could care less. Don't let them get to you. But honest to God, you want to go after them just for sport and have fun, go for it. Because the stuff they say is just so idiotic. These are uneducated people.
They're uneducated people. I love it, dude. Well, not for nothing, but he is kind of correct about something. If you want to take pot shots at people on Twitter, then go at it. But don't ever let it get to you. Seriously. Don't let it affect you, whatever people are saying or doing on Twitter, because there really are trolls out there. Now, the people that he's talking about, atheists on Twitter or whatever, they're rightly criticizing him for being an extremist, for trying to shove extremist policies down everybody's throats. We just heard an example of it. He's saying Joe Biden and Nancy Pelosi are not good Catholics because they're not trying to push their ideologies down everybody's throats around them, right? That is a necessary part of Kevin Sorbo's ideology, to force everyone around him to do it too.
These are uneducated people. They're ignorant people. They have no idea what they have here. And honest to God, if they want the utopia, then please, by all means, I honestly think our government, not only...
If they want a utopia?
I honestly think our government, not only we need to get rid of all the illegal aliens here.
Illegal aliens, okay. This is funny.
They should go to North Korea. They should go to Venezuela. They should go to Russia. They should go to Cuba. Nobody takes boats from Key West to Cuba. So how do these people possibly think?
Okay, well, no one's taking boats from Key West to Cuba because there's there's an embargo and there are sanctions on Cuba and you're not even allowed to travel there. But aside from that, yeah, Cuba is kind of a train wreck right now because it was the victim of a dictatorship. Absolutely. All the places that he's listed are run by dictators, aren't they? Let's see, what did he name? Russia, North Korea, Cuba. I don't know if Cuba is still run by a dictator or not. I think it's the dictator's brother now, who himself may be one. I don't know. Anyway, authoritarianism is the problem in the places that he named. I know he's getting at the idea that it's socialism, but that's not why those places are miserable. It's because of the dictatorships, the authoritarianism, which, not for nothing, is what he's trying to usher in the United States. But, okay, go on. How to get that illegal immigrant rant in, right? Like, what? Where did this come from? I didn't ask him to talk about illegal immigrants. I told him I'm one of Owen's good friends, and I'm asking him for a pep talk for Owen because he's having a hard time with the atheists on Twitter. And I put a couple other little Easter eggs in. I'll mention him if he does. But he's just going off on a rant about illegal aliens and stuff. Like, what the hell?
They should go to Cuba. Nobody takes boats from Key West to Cuba. So how do these people possibly think communism and socialism is good? Those things killed well over 100 million people, maybe 120 million in the last century. It was 80 million alone just from Stalin and Hitler, for crying out loud.
Oh, so you add 40 million additional people as what, like a margin of error? Like, what's going on right now? What is this?
Just keep fighting the good fight, man. I got a number of movies out there. One just came out in theaters.
Oh my God, he's gonna shout his stuff out now.
It's done now. It's called Left Behind. LeftBehindMovie.com. I directed that one as well. And Miracle in East Texas comes out later.
Wait, he was in the Left Behind movie? I thought that was Nicolas Cage. Is there a new Left Behind movie? This is news to me.
Miracle in East Texas comes out later, and I love that you love God's Not Dead. You need to check out What If, Abel's Field.
Yeah, I mentioned I loved the movie God's Not Dead.
Let There Be Light, another one I directed. And my documentaries, some good documentaries are Before the Wrath and Against the Tide, okay? Actually,
God, I should watch these on stream, right? I should watch these on my Unfiltered channel. I may, actually. I'll think about that. For the record, I actually, like, when you go on Cameo, you can request that the video not go to the homepage that other people can view. And I clicked don't send it to the homepage so others can view it because I was hoping he may, be a little bit more open if the stuff that he said wasn't going to be right on his front page. I was hoping he's just going to let loose and go absolutely nutty.
Again,
I'm not disappointed. I think this is totally worth it.
It's the Tide, okay? Actually, go to sorbostudios.com and order them. You get signed autograph.
God, dude. He is just shouting his stuff out and trying to shove it down your throat, isn't he? Sorbostudios.com, is that what he said?
Against the Tide, okay? Actually, go to sorbostudios.com and order.
Sorbo Studios, okay. Let's see. Hold on. Look, click me. It's a little Funko Pop thing. Sorbo Studios. Oh my God, dude. This is crazy. Oh, look, this is him as the God's Not Dead guy, I think. Okay. Not a huge fan of the copyrighted music.
In that classroom, there is a God, and yep, I'm him.
Oh my God, it's so cringy, dude. It's so cringy.
You get signed autograph. Sorbostudios.com. Just check it out. But God's Not Dead was a blessing for me. I love doing it. What If, I think, is an even better movie. Same writers. And if you don't do it, I'm going to be very disappointed.
Oh God, that's the only thing I asked him to fit in the word disappointed somewhere. That is so funny. I love it.
Okay, I'm not going to yell. But good luck with your YouTube channel. Hope you.
Thanks, I appreciate that. Yeah, that's another thing. I asked him to shout out my YouTube channel. I'm trying to start one.
Good luck with your YouTube channel. Hope you have great success with that, and more to come, bud. All right, take care. Ciao.
Oh, I love it, man. That's fantastic. Let me know. You think it was worth it? Was it worth it? It was $105. If you're unfamiliar with that disappointed thing, let me just there's an old scene from like the old Hercules TV show from the 90s. He played like a demigod or whatever. And apparently, like, this was very kind of out of nowhere when this happened. But hold on, let me just... Okay, here we go. Just watch this. This is the disappointed clip here.
Wait a minute. This isn't my world. Disappointed!
So, yeah, that's the disappointed clip. That's why I asked him to fit the word disappointed in somewhere. That's fantastic. Honestly, as far as cameos go, I think he did a really good job. I would have given him a 5-star rating. It was reasonably timely. Could have been quicker. He fit in everything that I wanted. It didn't have to be a 2.5-minute clip. He could have gone a lot shorter than he did. I mean, I think Caitlyn Jenner is the highest charging like cameo person right now at like $5,000 per video, I think, or something like that. And it's always the exact same thing over and over and over again. It's complete garbage. It's like 15 seconds long every time. He gave a super personalized one. I got to give him props. That was actually a decent cameo. So anyway, yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you think. That was absolutely crazy, dude. So let's talk a little bit more about Kevin Sorbo. Let's talk about what this guy is all about and his wife and what they both have stood for over the past decade since since he's on my mind anyway, since we're talking about him in the first place. Before we do, though, I just want to mention something real quick. If you want to check out my website, I would appreciate that very much. You can gain access to every video I've ever released, early access. There's stuff on here that won't release for weeks. Some of it is ad-free. Some of it is like complete, like instead of being in parts or compilations, it's one full piece. So yeah, check it out. You can search by YouTube channel, Telltale, or my Fireside Chat channel. Click it along the top, or you can just hit all content and it'll show you everything. It's super convenient. I would appreciate it if you guys checked out my website. And while you're there, sign up for my email list and get alerted when I release videos like once a week. So anyway, with all that being said, let's talk about Kevin Sorbo a little bit. Let's see, which video is this? I have like a few videos pulled up here I wanted to watch. Sam Sorbo. Oh, yeah, and tomorrow morning I'm going to be talking about Roseanne. She did an interview with Alex Jones. Now, I've done a little bit of the interview already. I'm going to do the rest tomorrow probably on my Unfiltered YouTube channel, 10:30 Eastern. So check that out. If you missed it, you can just go to my website and type in Roseanne, and it should pop up, like if you missed the live stream. Okay, so here's Kevin Sorbo talking to Candace Taylor. She's an ex-gubernatorial candidate in Georgia. She ran for governor and lost against Brian Kemp this past round, 2020, I think. Or, no, you know what? Maybe it was 2022. I don't remember. Anyways, she got on Candace Taylor's program to talk about atheists. So let's listen to these two fine-looking, friendly people here. See what they have to say for themselves. This is mid-January 2023 when this came out.
These people look in the mirror every day and hate what they see. These are angry, angry people. These are
This is sounding familiar, huh?
people that have no hope in their lives. They probably don't work. They probably collect unemployment from your dollars and my dollars. They probably get paid by George Soros as well. But these are people that really...
Okay, look, he mentioned George Soros in the other video, the cameo that he did for me too. Let me talk about why this is actually an anti-Semitic dog whistle. I know, how do you arrive there from just talking about George Soros, right? There's this document called The Protocols of the Elders of Zion, okay? Now, if you haven't heard of this, I'll give like a 15-second explanation. Eventually, I'm going to edit this down and upload it to one of my channels, and I'll insert this clip that I explain this process, or I explain this document, what it is, where it came from, and everything. So if you're watching this live, you're just going to jump into a clip, and I'll explain it. If you've already seen this clip, jump forward about 10 minutes and go from there. So anyways, the Protocols of the Elders of Zion is a document created in 1905. There are 27 supposed protocols of the Elders of Zion. In reality, there were no Elders of Zion. It's an anti-Jewish document. There were no protocols that were written. It was basically the Jewish plan for world domination. That was what it was supposed to be originally. It was mentioned by Hitler in Mein Kampf. It was printed out and passed around the Middle East and Europe by Hitler, and later by the KGB, and earlier by the KGB too. And the whole idea behind the Protocols of the Elders of Zion was they were doing everything they could to demonize the Jews and convince people that they were out to get you and all this other stuff, right? Well, as it turns out, the claim about the Protocols of the Elders of Zion, it was written by, like, the KGB originally, or the predecessor to the KGB called the Okhrana, we suspect. Hard to know exactly who wrote it, but 80% of it was plagiarized from an old 1854 French satire book that didn't even mention Jews, right? So the claim was that they found it on a dead Jewish soldier, that it was being used and passed around Jewish communities to help them plan their world domination. Well, here's where this links back to George Soros. During the Black Lives Matter protests over George Floyd, a document appeared online that claimed to be a contract from George Soros to rioters. And it was basically George Soros was promising to pay these rioters $15,000 a night or something like that to go around and burn buildings down and loot storefronts and stuff like that. Completely made up, of course, but this is all recycled from the same old garbage from 100 years ago, from the Protocols of the Elders of Zion. Same exact claims. It was found on a dead Jewish soldier. This supposed contract was found on a Black Lives Matter rioter, supposedly. They recycle the same ideas. Now, the Protocols of the Elders of Zion is actually the root of just about every conspiracy theory you can think of right now. The Great Reset, the Great Replacement, the claim, a blood libel, the claim that Jews, like, eat babies, or the claim that I don't know. There were a billion conspiracy theories out there. Seven Mountains Dominionism, this Christian movement to take over the United States, that plan actually came from the Protocols of the Elders of Zion. So, yeah, it's an old document with a long storied history in anti-Semitism, and is used to this day to control populations and attack people and marginalize people and everything else. So this claim about George Soros paying atheists online to attack Kevin Sorbo seems innocuous, like an offhanded comment, but it has its roots in anti-Semitism, actually. Plus, George Soros is Jewish and a Holocaust survivor. So, long-winded explanation, but keep listening to... God, I keep wanting to call him Soros now. Keep listening to Sorbo now.
As well. But these are people that really have so much disappointment that their lives didn't turn out the way they wanted it to. These trolls...
I'm happy with my life. Everybody that I know, every atheist that I have met is much happier on the outside of religion.
These trolls are people that just have nothing but anger and hatred. They live in this black hole. They want to suck all of us down that black hole with them by attacking you, attacking me.
Well, like you said something really powerful a while ago, and I was going to point it out, so I'm glad it just got brought back up. But you said something to the effect of, why do you get so angry about something you don't believe in?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not angry about God. Does she think that I'm angry with God even though I don't believe in God? I'm angry about the fact that Christian nutcases like these two nutter butters on screen are trying to force me and everybody around me to live life exactly the way that they do. Is this really flying right over her head?
That's powerful. And
No, it's not powerful. It's fucking stupid.
That's powerful. And it's true. And I think it's because they do believe in something. They may be angry because they were sexually abused, or they were physically abused, or they didn't feel love, or they felt rejection. And maybe they turned away from God and the idea of God because of that.
Okay, she's given us a whole big list of reasons why people might leave religion. And none of them are just logical, like this doesn't make sense to me. Or none of them are religion is toxic, or religion has been toxic to me. You notice that? Every religion routes back to this is a bad person. That's why they left, because they're terrible. They're awful people. There's apparently in her mind like no legitimate reason to leave religion behind, or leave Christianity. This is just nuts.
But there's definitely something inside of them that feels anger towards something.
Yeah. Yeah. You're catching on now. Yeah. There is something inside of me that's feeling anger toward something. I'm feeling anger about the fact that you're trying to force everybody around you to be like you. And if they're not, well, she tried to be the governor, and she intended to force this, you know, while using the state's power. So it's self-explanatory there.
Yeah. Well, these are people who failed. They failed in their lives and they gave up. These people look.
I don't feel like I failed in life. I feel like I'm okay. These two people on screen here really hate atheists, dude. Oh my God. They do not like atheists at all. Hang on. I got a couple more I wanted to take a look at here. Let's see. Let's just pick this one out. Okay. Sam Sorbo. I have 3 up here. Sam Sorbo is Kevin Sorbo's wife. This woman on screen here. She has taken on her pet project. You know how presidents always have the first lady, or I guess the first gentleman, hypothetically, take on a pet project, something that they really care about, that they want to accomplish. Like Michelle Obama's project was battling obesity and improving school lunches and stuff like that. Well, Sam Sorbo has taken on as her pet project eliminating school entirely. She thinks school is evil. Public school. Listen to this one. This is from late July 2022.
Why the rebranding?
So the first thing that you learn in school is you have to raise your hand to ask a question. That's a deterrent. That's actually teaching you viscerally, because you embody it. Don't ask.
Okay, this is what happens when somebody tries to do armchair psychology that has no background in psychology whatsoever. It ends in embarrassment inevitably. She thinks that students learning that they have to raise their hand to ask a question is like causing problems for people, or it's like brainwashing kids. What?
Don't ask. That actually eventually becomes trust the expert. That's not education. That's not a thinking person. That's a non-thinking person. That's what the schools are turning out. That's what school produces.
Okay, yeah, that's Sam Sorbo. That's her pet project. That's not even the weirdest clip. Okay, I have even weirder stuff to show you from Sam Sorbo. She is absolutely unhinged from reality. Honestly, both of them are. Both of them are. They're nuts. I hate to say it, man. Let's take a look at Super Chats real quick. Edward Wildenhain. Thank you so much for the sticker. Nathalie M.L. Romer. Thank you for becoming a member. Waves at everyone here for giggle about stupid Kev, lol. Right. Thank you for the membership and for the message. Spazzy Jazzy, thank you for making content. Bless be. Absolutely. Welcome. See, you're a first-time super chatter, too. Glad you came. Terrence Clark, Obama said Merry Christmas repeatedly every single year, and they still said he banned it. They don't care if it's true. Yeah, you're absolutely right. They never cared if it's true or not. All they care about is scaring the shit out of old people. Whatever it takes to propagandize and lie to them, they'll do it. It's absolutely unhinged, man. New York Angst, another first-time super chatter. Thank you so much for coming. Hi, Owen. I've always wondered if you turn all your streams into independent videos. Some streams are just streams. Love your channel. Take care. Oh, hang on. all of my streams, okay, when I stream, I have a subject that I want to talk about. So all of the subjects make it to a final product, yes, but not all of the content in the stream makes it. So I do a lot of editing and cutting up and moving around and inserting clips from other parts and stuff like that. This is kind of the base material, the live stream, and then I mold it into what I want it to be in the end. So live streams and main videos are very different from each other. In fact, if you see a live stream, the chances are decent that if you see the main video, you'll probably get even more information from it than you did from the live stream, because I insert clips pretty regularly and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's kind of the base material, if you will. And this conversation that we're having here probably won't make it to a final product because I don't know where I would fit it in. It has to be like a subject that stretches longer than like 10 minutes and that is cohesive. So, yeah. Let's see, where was I? Thanks for the super chat. Emily Sigmund, it's kind of hilarious how you know just what to say to draw in people like Kevin Sorbo. Yeah, I know, right? You know what? I'm wondering if Sam Sorbo is on. Hang on. Is she on Cameo? Sam. Ugh. Sam Sorbo. No, doesn't look like Sam Sorbo's on here. Well, that's a shame. Look at this. Look at this picture he has up here, really? Ugh. He says some really tacky stuff sometimes. Oh my God. Is it this? I think I watched this. Check this out.
And they want me to pass on that they love.
Yeah. Listen to this. So this is for a wedding. It's like a bachelor party. Some woman got some friends. This is just one of his public cameos he did for somebody, right?
Red crew. And they want me to pass on that they love you. And they're also telling me, Cynthia, that you had the biggest crush on me growing up. During my old Hercules years, I take it. See, here's the thing. I shot Hercules for 7 years all through my 30s. And here you are now probably in your 20s or 30s. So you know how old I am now. Where did the years go? So I just got off the golf course. I was just playing golf. But anyway, I understand you're getting married.
You know, it's weird. He said that exact same thing to me. I just got off the golf course. Is this all the dude does, play golf?
On December 12th. Congratulations on that. I send you my best. And I got to say, I can't believe that I missed out on my chance to meet you. This is bumming me out. I mean, from what I'm hearing, I would love.
Oh, please do not hit on this woman. She's getting married, Kevin.
I would have left my wife just like that if we had met.
What is wrong with this dude? Are you kidding me?
Life and its strange timing. What are we going to do? Anyway, God bless you. All the best to you. Have a great time at your party.
Holy Christ on a cracker, dude. That is too much. That is too much. Anyway, okay. Thank you for the super chat. Oh my God. Just disturbing, man. Zinka Cat, thank you for streaming tonight. My mother's diagnosed with lung cancer today, and I needed a distraction. Also, happy Pi Day 314. I'm so sorry to hear that. I know it's rough having to go through that. Lucky for me, I've never had to deal with cancer before, you know, anybody in my family or anything. I have lost people, but you know what? You haven't lost your mom yet. You have some time with her. And I don't know what stage or condition. It's possible she'll live for a while still, so make the best of the time that you have. Sorry to hear that, and good luck. C. Dorse22, thank you so much for the super chat. Hopefully this will offset your cost for Kevin's video. Love your stuff. Absolutely. That is the shit. I appreciate it. Hopefully I delivered the content. Hopefully it was worth, you know, the money. I think it was. I was super entertained by that clip. That was ridiculous, dude. Ugh. Yours truly, number one pony. I'm native, and I find happiness in my traditional practices. But to those two, that's the wrong thing to be a part of. Plus, the Christians oppress us first. Yeah, absolutely. I'm also native, although it's a little bit thinner in me. It doesn't, like, I know the tribe I'm from, and I know the beliefs and everything, and my family are registered members of the tribe. I could register, but I haven't gotten around to figuring that out yet. But anyway, yeah, definitely they did. Christians oppressed us first. I'm not trying to oppress anybody or anything, of course, but that's how it's always been, right? So glad you're doing it, dude. Thank you so much, John Doddridge. I appreciate you coming. And thank you for being a first-time super chatter. That's awesome. Olivia May Julius, hello. Will you review any other Kent Hovind video? Yes, I do intend to do that. So if you're unfamiliar, on my Unfiltered channel, I've been going through the Hovind series one by one, and I never did get around to doing the next one. I think I ended it on number 4 last, but I should really go through all of them. I have all of them downloaded and cleaned up and ready to go. Just haven't done it yet. That is my intent sometime soon. Everett Vincent, after a lifetime of religion, I don't have anything intelligent to say, but I'm quite happy being an atheist. Oh, me too. Absolutely. I'm happy having my own life and ideas and feelings and not being told what to think or say or do anymore. I am happy not being coerced into living life the way that Jehovah's Witnesses, for example, wanted me to. Couldn't ask for a better life. Rich or poor, happy or sad, I have my mind. And that's what counts. Hey, Owen, longtime viewer, first-time live stream joiner. Thank you for trolling this clown. Oh, of course. What else would I do with my life if not troll? I'm unemployed, I get paid by George Soros, and I absolutely hate Christians. So naturally I have to troll this guy, right? It's like in the job description. the job description from George Soros in the contract he sent me, so. Real Pumpkin J, my mom is still hanging in there. My sister's staying with her. Next call could be the news she's gone. She's barely hanging on, so this is my distraction today. Thanks, man. I know, it's not easy. It's not an easy situation, but good luck. You know, we'll make it through one way or another. And their influence on us and everybody around them will live on. As long as you make sure it lives on, it will. Make sure that, you know, you don't let their values and their morals and their lives, don't let them die. Carry those on. That's what's important, I think. Okay, with that little break, let's continue talking about the Sorbos. I had 2 more clips. Yeah, okay. So this is a clip from Sam Sorbo. This one is from early December 2021. She's at the Reawaken America tour by Clay Clark. Absolutely nutty tour. But this should kind of give you an idea of Kevin Sorbo's wife, where her head is at. Listen to this one.
But I pulled my son out of school in 2nd grade because they weren't educating him. They were training him a little. It wasn't going well. And I started to question, what was the final result going to be?
Okay, so it wasn't going well. It sounds like her kid was underperforming in school, right? And honestly, I think that by and large, human beings start from roughly the same starting point. Close enough that it's pretty much indistinguishable from each other. And the determining factor to decide how well you do in school or how hard you work later in life or what you do to succeed or whatever all kind of routes back to your parents' involvement in large part. Like, my parents were almost completely uninvolved in my life, in my schoolwork, in my anything. And as a result, I was failing every class all the way through school. I didn't even know how to go about doing homework or how to set a schedule to finish my schoolwork every day or anything like that. Now, if my parents had actually cared and stepped in and sat there with me at the end of the day and worked with me early on it may have been a different story. So the fact that she's talking about her son and school and it not going well for him makes me wonder if maybe it was like a failing on her part. I don't know. It's pure speculation, just something I'm tossing out there. Also, let me hold this up real quick next to my head and kind of turn it so that I get the reflections. Okay, cool. I just wanted that for coloring later. So anyway, keep listening here. She's complaining that her son's performing poorly, right?
He was learning how to be a bully.
Okay, so her son was underperforming in school, something I would blame her for, and he was a bully. All right, so what's she gonna blame this on other than herself, which is who's really to blame here?
Because let's face it, in school, they teach you evolution. What is evolution? Survival of the fittest.
No, evolution is not survival of the fittest. That is one concept linked to one of the pillars in this one theory. But okay.
And what is that? That's bullying. Christians have no business sending their children to public school.
I am so completely lost. Okay. Christians have no business sending their kids to public school because survival of the fittest. What? Okay, there is a lot more to evolution than just survival of the fittest. There's also, this is how evolution works generally, just the three main pillars of it, okay? You've got gene mutation, gene duplication, and selection, the selection process. Those are the three main pillars of evolution. Here's how it works. Genes duplicate randomly, typically in the reproduction process, right? So you'll have a gene that completely copies itself, like the gene that's responsible for blue eyes. It makes a total copy of itself. There are now 2 blue eye genes in the gene strand. It's a redundancy. You only need one. So that's gene duplication, right? This happens all the time. Here's the second pillar, gene mutation. Mutations happen all the time. Sometimes they're beneficial. Sometimes they're detrimental. It just kind of depends. When a gene mutation takes place that's detrimental, that gene or the person that has that gene will suffer from it. Or they'll succeed. It depends, right? So in the black community in Africa, there was a gene mutation that took place that split hemoglobin, which is the blood cells in your body that carry oxygen. Oxygen attaches to them. There was a gene mutation that caused these blood cells to turn into sickles instead of circles. Hold on. Okay, yeah, here you go. Here's what a hemoglobin cell looks like. Just like this, right? So the oxygen molecule attaches to the little dip right here in the middle. Well, in sickle cell anemia, this mutation that happened in Africa, instead of looking like a circle like this, it looks like a sickle. Like this. Here you go, sickle cell. This was a mutation that could have been beneficial or detrimental. In some ways, it is detrimental. In sometimes it hurts people because it's harder for their blood to carry oxygen. They get winded easier. It's harder for them to catch their breath sometimes. They have a harder time keeping their oxygen levels up, right? But with sickle cell anemia, they are less susceptible to malaria. because that's how malaria travels around the body too. It attaches to hemoglobin cells, just like oxygen. So they are now immune to a disease, malaria. This is an example of a mutation that took place that has an upside and a downside. Now, selection, natural selection, will determine if this gene mutation carries on through the generations. Is this overall beneficial or is it overall detrimental? If they're not in an environment where malaria is a problem, it's detrimental. If they live in an environment where malaria is an issue, it's beneficial. That's selection. There are all kinds of different types of selection. There's natural selection, what I was just describing. There's sexual selection. There's artificial selection. There are a billion examples of selection. So those are the three pillars of evolution. Now, what she said, survival of the fittest, is a concept used to describe selection in the 1800s when the theory of evolution was still being formed out. We don't even use survival of the fittest as a saying that describes anything about evolution today. This is just betraying how completely uninformed she is on this subject. So, anyway, let's, she's just completely uninformed on evolution, how it works, or anything. Of course, which makes it that much more sad that her son was pulled from school and is being taught by her. And she doesn't just want to pull her own son from school. She wants to take it a step further. Check this clip out. This is from a TV show called Flashpoint, owned and operated by Kenneth Copeland. It's on his Victory Network. She's talking to the host, which is Gene Bailey, dude on the left here. Listen to what she had to say here. This one is from October 11th, 2022.
I love the conversation that preceded this one. The idea that that evil is taking over our children in our Democrat-run schools, headed up by Randy Weingarten and the...
Who is this? I have no clue. She's got it out for some dude named Randy. All right.
Weingarten and the Democrat-run, communist-run teachers' unions, and that is what passes for education these days. That's all they have. They only have lies, and it's very sad because we're losing our place because we've been taught not to stand up for ourselves.
We're losing our place. Does she mean that we're losing our standing in the world as a world superpower? Because that is, if that's happening, it's a direct result of Christian extremists trying to take us back to the Dark Ages as quickly as possible. That's not the result of people just, teaching normal things in school like evolution, facts like evolution. But okay, she's going to blame evolutionists, I guess.
For ourselves. We are trained in school not to have discernment. Our schools are anti-Christian in nature.
No, they're not.
And they hate Christ, and they hate the truth. And so we are trained in this way. All of us have been school injured at this.
School injured. School injured. She says we're all school injured, like vaccine injured. That's another thing she talks about all the time. She lives in a completely separate reality from everybody else. This is nuts.
Have been school injured at this point. And that's the whole point of what I try to train parents in, is how to bring up your children in a Christ-like home, in a home that honors God, in a way that honors God, right? The Bible's very clear. It never ever says put your children in school. It never ever says submit them to the government for their education.
Oh my God, dude. She has problems. This is crazy. You know what the Bible also never ever said? The Bible never ever said you should have a pet dog. Matter of fact, any time the Bible mentions dogs, it's in a negative light. The dog was bad or bit somebody or whatever. So I guess since the Bible doesn't explicitly say at any point we should have pet dogs, that means she shouldn't have any pet dogs, right? I would be willing to bet anything that she has a pet of some sort. Did the Bible ever mention cats? Did they even have cats in that area at the time? I'm not sure. Are cats mentioned in the Bible? No need to wonder. Just loaded up our question gun. Let's go answer hunting. Mention of the cat occurs not once in the Protestant Bible. It's mentioned in Baruch 6:21. The cat was very familiar to the Egyptians. It seems to have been known to the Jews as well. Seems to have been known to the Jews as well as to the Assyrians and Babylonians, even to the Greeks and Romans before the conquest of Egypt. So, there you go. I guess the cat's not mentioned once in the Bible. And what was it she said? If something isn't mentioned once, we shouldn't have any part of it, right?
Honors God, right? The Bible's very clear. It never ever says put your children in school.
It never ever says have a pet cat. It never even mentions cats. It never ever says celebrate Christmas. It never ever says have a pet dog or celebrate birthdays or celebrate Easter or any of that. Huh, that's weird. Maybe we shouldn't be doing any of that. I joke, but that's actually the logic that Jehovah's Witnesses use to not do a lot of that stuff, so.
Never says submit them to the government for their education. And
I was homeschool injured. Ban homeschooling then. I'm actually in favor of that one right there. I was also homeschool injured. Not a fan of homeschooling. I think it's really bad, but she would lose her mind. There's no way that would, get by. Like, we couldn't possibly ban homeschooling, unfortunately.
For their education. And so why are we doing this when the schools are teaching anti-biblical theology?
They're not.
Anti-Christian theology.
Yeah, so true.
No, there's nothing true about that. In no way, shape, or form is any of that true, what she just said. So anyway, those are the Sorbos. Now you know. And as my friend G.I. Joe says, knowing is half the battle. These people are nuts. I'm sorry, man. They are absolutely unhinged from reality. It's just crazy. It is straight up crazy. But, again, Kevin Sorbo, thank you so much for the cameo. I really appreciate that, buddy. That was really nice of you to send me that cameo. And also to wish me luck on my YouTube channel. I'm going to need it. I'm glad I have your support through it all.
Don't do it. I'm going to be very disappointed. Okay? I'm not going to yell. But, good luck with your YouTube channel.
Thank you so much, Kevin. I will do my best to take your ideology down moving forward. So, yeah, let me know what you think in the comments, man. This guy's absolutely unhinged, and I'm entertained as hell by it. Oh, yeah, there's another thing I wanted to do. We still have another, wait, how long do we have? Oh, not very long, actually. I only have about 5 minutes, so we'll hit Super Chats. I was going to watch Leo and Layla, this kids' propaganda by PragerU. I may actually watch it in the morning. I may watch it in the morning. If you guys want to watch this in the morning, Telltale Unfiltered, it's in the description, a link is. I will probably be covering this, and I will definitely be covering this Roseanne, like, conspiracy theory video or interview she did with Alex Jones. So, yeah, come on over, Telltale Unfiltered. And again, if you missed it, if you're watching this, like, later, just check my website. I will upload it there the moment I'm done editing. And I usually edit on Fridays and Saturdays, so. Let's see, where was I? Dallas Bolin. Hey, Owen, longtime listener, first-time chatter. Thank you so much for everything you do. I'm a queer professional musician, and it was a long, hard path to self-acceptance in the Bible Belt. Wish I found you 20 years ago. Oh, absolutely. I cannot imagine that's easy, having to deal with that. I'm glad to hear you're doing well now, though. That's really good news. I was in the Bible Belt also, and they had a real problem with atheists there, so I had to move. I had to move to somewhere slightly more progressive, but yeah, I'm glad you found your way through it and, you know, came out the other side. That cannot be easy. D. Boudreau. Hey, Owen, the Good News Club is suing my city's school system for denying their after-school program. Providence, Rhode Island. Lol. Oh, that's interesting. Good news club. Yeah. Alpha Force Zero's school had a good news club for a while too. This is a Christian school that's intended to, you know, force Christianity down kids' throats. It's childhood propaganda. It is grooming. You're grooming children into a political ideology or religious ideology. That's what the Good News Club does. Now, as long as they allow Satanist clubs, I guess there's nothing I can do about Christian clubs either. I would rather nobody have grooming clubs at schools, personally. Not that I think Satanism is a grooming club. I think Satan is the Satanist clubs are there solely to battle the Christian indoctrination and no other reason. So that's really interesting. I have to watch that, see how that turns out. Thanks for the super chat. Wing of Shoe. Viral DNA is interesting. Viruses literally alter your DNA. Then, if you reproduce, your offspring will have a copy of the virus-altered DNA, but it's not bad or seen as an invader as that is what they had. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I understand. I think we have like 7% of our DNA is virus DNA, right? Something like that. It's like a crazy high percentage of our DNA is from viruses. Really interesting stuff, how all of that works. Coral Reef, I was homeschool injured. Right, yeah, I hit that. Yeah, I agree. Not fantastic. Homeschooling is really bad in a lot of ways. BSG Wolf, thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate it. Balthazar, welcome. Kevin Sorbo suffers from severe xenophobia. Oh, zing, that's a good one. There was a TV show back in the day that was on at the same time roughly as Hercules, and it was called Xena Princess Warrior. I watched that too. Most people, I was just a kid, you know, I watched it because people were punching each other, but most people, I think, watched it because she was scantily clad, which I didn't really register, you know, in my head until later. But that's pretty funny. Indecision, don't know whether he's being a good sport or simply passive-aggressive. Also, PragerU is a riot, and I'll be excited to catch it. Oh, definitely. I think he's being a good sport. You're talking about Kevin Sorbo? Yeah, he's being a good sport. I think I thoroughly convinced him that I am a believer and love him. That's believer, not believer. Not a Justin Bieber fan. Just somebody that believes in, you know, his extremist version of the Christian God. I think I convinced him pretty well with my message. I think that's really funny, though. John Cupid, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that. Xena came out before Hercules. Oh, okay. Did it? It was running at the same time, though, wasn't it? I was a little kid. I don't even remember, like, any of that, so. Anyway, I'll tell you what, guys. Oh, will I go to hell if my tithe is not 10%? No, you will not. You will not, because there is no hell. And when you tithe, you're just putting money into scam artist pockets. Not much more than that. Alrighty, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out with me. It's been fun. Meet me on my Unfiltered channel Wednesday and Thursday mornings if you want to see me do, like, long-form breakdowns and stuff. Also, check out my website. Don't forget to check that out. OwenMorgan.com. OwenMorgan.com. That's the website. It's just my name. OwenMorgan.com. Go there. Check it out. I have my release and streaming schedule listed on the menu on the top. I've got videos that don't release for like weeks still that are already up there. You know, you can sort by like weekly archives. You can look at recommended videos. I mean, the whole 9 yards. So check it out. Check it. Look at this. 3 years ago, why do cult members try to scare people? This is an interesting thumbnail, actually. Anyway, all right, I'm outie, guys. Thank you so much for coming. I will talk to you guys hopefully tomorrow morning, okay? All right, have a good one, everybody. But I got to find the outro. There it is. All right, later. That's all I've got for you. If you like what I do and you want to see me continue to do it, don't forget to check me out on Patreon. And take a look at my YouTube channels. Owen Morgan, where I talk about religious issues. Telltale Fireside Chat, where I talk about politics. Telltale Unfiltered, where I do long-form breakdowns of stuff like this, and Telltale Reads, where I read books by televangelists and others. I release everything in parts, but every part stands independently of the last, so you can jump in anywhere and I'll make sure it makes sense. You can find some ad-free, uncensored, complete versions of all my videos on my website, owenmorgan.com. And while you're there, don't forget to sign up for my email list to get early access to everything. All links are in the description. Okay, thanks for watching, guys.